question, if that's all right.
Yes, please.
I was just wondering if God has a message for me this week.
Oh, I'm sure. Let's see. Amos. Thank you for your question. And yes, your loving Father, Mother, God always has messages for you, my dear, because you are a messenger and a prophetic voice. And so constantly, there are messages for you. And some you will tuck away like treasures in your heart, and they will give you strength, and they will be sustenance for you. And others you will pass along to others, and they will be powerful. And so for you, my dear, we would say this. Thank you for asking for a message. You are on the right track in your asking. And part of our message in response is this. Every day, there is fresh manna for you. Do you know the story about manna, young man?
I do not.
Thank you. We will tell you about manna. So there is an ancient story that the people of God were escaping slavery in Egypt. And they had been under extraordinary bondage, doing back-breaking physical labor for so long that they remembered nothing else, and their children knew nothing else. And by no chance, but by miracle, they had received their release from the Pharaoh of Egypt and had bolted for the desert and for freedom. So they had their freedom, and now they found themselves in the desert with nothing to eat. And they thought, well, this is no good. What good is it to be free and not have anything to eat? We should have just stayed in the slavery and bondage we were in. And so they were in the desert, and they began to grumble and complain and grumble and complain. And in response, God sent something called manna. And it was this light, delectable, fluffy bread, delicious to the taste, full of life and sustenance. And it is said that it fell down from the sky like rain. And every day it would fall from the sky like rain, and everyone would go up and gather it up to eat. But the next day it would go bad. It was not good anymore. It was rancid. So they couldn't save it from day to day. They had to go back out the next day and collect the manna again. And so here's the message for you, dear one. There is fresh bread for you, manna for you every single day. There is something, that creative source energy, God, your Father, Mother, God has for you every single day, a message just for you. Sometimes it will be yours to keep, and other times you will share it. And the next day, the following day, it will be no good. It will be rancid. You will need a new and fresh word for that day, you see. And so this is a wonderful season of your life right now to begin to listen for, hear, and receive every day something fresh from heaven. It could be a sign on the road, or something you read, or something someone says to you, or something that you hear on the television or on your phone, or it can be an interaction with someone, or an animal that you encounter. It can be many, many things, but it will seem to you as if it fell from the sky right into your lap, and it really will feed you, and you will be sustained by it. It will be something that gives you life, that is nourishing for you. And so this is a wonderful season for you to begin to receive fresh manna every day from heaven for you and for the living of your life. And this aligns with some things we have been saying to you recently, which is you don't have to have it all figured out. But every day, walk in the light that you have for that day. And every day, eat the manna, the fresh thing, the thing that gives you life that's being said to you in that moment, and be true to that. If the word that you sense or feel in your spirit or comes to you in a sign, if the word for a particular day is rest, then be true to that. And if the next day the word or sign or message that comes to you is work hard with diligence, then be true to that on that day, you see. And each day listen for the message and you will hear it. And write it in your journal. And at the end of 365 days, you will see that every single day, your Father, Mother, God was faithful unto you and spoke to you exactly the word that you needed to hear for that day.